toes because I can like pick things up with them and pinch my boyfriend.
I appreciate when people come back to me and tell me how I can be better. If I'm sat here thinking that, nah, I've got it all figured out, but y'all need work, like that's fucked, no way.
It's more just like this self-confidence inside, not about my body, but just about who I am and how I deal with things when it comes to being so sensitive.
Noah is 3. As soon as he was born, it was about to be fashion week, so he was born on Sunday. On Monday morning, I'm in the hospital bed trying to like get the fashion schedule together.
We spend our entire day pouring everything out into people. We're in this because we love human beings so much.
We hear so many things every day. We like, besides a trainer, we also a psychologist for everyone.
My whole life, of course, just being a human has been about learning to love myself, but in particular, this past year.
People ask me what I do. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm doing a little bit of everything. I'm trying to make it, trying to hustle.
I think I was way too interested, obsessed, and conscious of what other people think of me. And now I don't give a shit.
I want to come clean. I don't want to live this lie, and I don't want to have this guarded secret. If this can help any person out there, that's all I want to do.
We're in an age and a time that the perception of your life is like almost more important than the actual life you lead.
You need to look internally and find what makes you tick and who you are and live in the real in this world. I would say it definitely has been the hardest year of my life because my creative flow was totally interrupted by the pressure of performing well. Bringing in the right sales numbers to keep the business afloat. I'm responsible for 15 people's salaries.
You have hundreds of people in your face and in your ear on a daily basis telling you what it should or shouldn't be.
I get pulled in so many different directions a lot of times, and it's really hard for me to kind of scale it into something I'm proud of. I have months where I'm like super stressed out about how I'm gonna sustain the business.
Modern society gives us so much anxiety, especially now with social media. Like, I really try to not judge myself based on social media norms. I'm not gonna compare myself to other designers, other jewelry designers. I just can't even go into that. But I know so many young people do. And I think that there's a major need to educate about not judging yourself based on this false world that's portrayed in the media.
I worry that girls, through their insecurities, are fixing themselves before through their confidence.
I know 20-year-olds who are getting Botox already. They're like preventative Botox at 20, and I'm like, what?
The craziest years of my life have been like these past few years where I'm like launching businesses, we're opening up bars, we're getting married. But am I posting about, family problems? Am I posting about, anytime I get into a fight with Adam? All of these things that come with being a woman, an entrepreneur, just a person in general. Yeah, all that stuff is masked.
And that's what the thing is, like, people think we live these like glamorous lifestyles and train these models, and it's like, we work our asses off, and it's like, the grind is not glamorous.
The strongest people are probably the ones struggling the most, the ones hurting the most on the inside, the ones, because you don't show it.
Depression, whatever, my titties are sparkly.
Oh my God, I can't. Depression. Good.
Whether it's going from the Grammys to getting a big placement for a song or scoring my first film or getting an award for that film, like all these things, it was like this driving obsession to achieve, which is so superficial and so ridiculous and has nothing to do with my art. I think at a certain point I broke and my body started responding where it was like, yo, you need to fucking deal with this. You are not well.
I don't remember the last time I woke up and felt like, oh, like I'm ready to wake up. Like every day I peel myself off my pillow.
My particular depression is about rumination and worrying. I have everything. I have so much to be grateful for. I really can orchestrate my life the way I want it to be, except for that part of it, where you can't control if you just feel sort of blue without understanding why.
And I finally decided to go see the doctor because I was just so miserable and I was so tired. We started doing this questionnaire together, and one of the questions was, do you feel like a failure? And I looked at her and I just almost burst into tears. I was like, I feel like a failure all the time. It was like a house had been lifted off my shoulders. It was like, oh my God, I'm depressed. Thank God. Now at least I know what it is, so I can deal with it and I can address it.
I don't love that I need to take a certain pill to bring me to who I am. That doesn't match up with what I want to be.
I have realized through the process of also taking medication, which is, I just want to say, is extremely vulnerable for me to say because it's really embarrassing. I think that it's not something you want to like trumpet to the world, but I have to say that I wish I had had this conversation with somebody sooner. It might have helped me. I love my titties. I love my eyes.
I like my right boob.
I love my upper stomach.
I'm 34, maybe 25.
I love my legs,
I
by
have
the
no
way.
idea what my hip
I have
is,
to
but I
hide
know
them.
I struggle to pull my jeans on.
I thought they were too skinny or weird. I love
my eyes.
And that's the one that's like, I think that's my,
I like my back.
I've never been a twig. I'm very much like a Renaissance body in a twiggy world.
I feel a lot of pressure, especially on my body. There are a lot of really beautiful people in the fitness industry. I feel like our body's constantly on display. In this industry, I want to authentically represent health and wellness. And sometimes that's actually really hard.
Working in the fashion industry, you do feel pressure because you are surrounded by beautiful, glamorous people all the time, all day long. I definitely compared myself, like 100%. And really naturally, I think society makes us compare ourselves to each other.
Like I'm skinny, but I remember like being younger and being like, oh, like how do I get those legs that I see on the runway that are just like sticks, but it's not possible because I have muscular legs. Is tricky because there are a lot of beautiful girls and boys who aren't naturally like that.
I'm 5'1", but I don't have a small waist. Like, even when I was like 92, 95 pounds, like I still only, I think the smallest I got down to was a 25-inch waist. Like, that's just not the way I'm built.
I had like nicknames like Flamingo and like just about how gangly I looked. And no one meant for it, but it like really started to kind of affect me. Like I really didn't have a great body image for myself.
You know, I got picked on and bullied for being chubby and fat. And when I look back on it now, I was tiny and I wasn't. When I like moved here, I was probably like 135 pounds. I got down to 90. I was really so frail. My heart was racing. Like I thought I was having heart attacks and I was scared like I wouldn't wake up. I was definitely dealing with anorexia, body dysmorphia, bulimia, anxiety, depression.
I feel lucky that I didn't like fully like develop an eating disorder, but the fact that I sometimes felt the need that I had to throw up my food is fucked up. And it's sad, but that's because of industries like this, I feel like.
These images that are always out there that we're always consuming and being like shoved down our throats is not accurate. So if you look around, everybody is supposed to be different. And that's the beauty of the world. I don't think people realize how much your body changes when you have a baby. I still enjoyed my pregnancy and I didn't dwell on it too much until I had Noah. My boobs went from like a small C to like an E when I was like breastfeeding. And then back when I was done and it went to like a B cup. I was like really thinking like maybe I need a boob job, maybe I need to do this.
After your boobs are like this and that, then I just decided to get my boobs done. But it didn't come from a place of insecurity. In fact, it came from a place of loving myself and being like, you know what, I fucking deserve these. And it wasn't like I was looking to change my image. I was just looking to be back how I was.
Noah was the most important thing. So how I looked, great, but like also like my body had served its purpose and it had done the things it was meant to do. Just because I don't look the way I used to and just because I don't look the way I'm supposed to, that doesn't mean that the way my body looks is bad or wrong. It's just different. So I started to adjust to the differences. And now like I wouldn't change it.
I should probably go to the gym and like tone a bit because I'm getting older, but I'm gonna eat a fucking burger and keep it in my stomach.
My body's changed tremendously and I love my body now, but that doesn't mean that every single day I don't stare at it and see things I want to change. I definitely want to make it clear that these aren't things that you're cured of.
I'm realizing more and more that secret ingredient of inner confidence.
Being confident for me also comes a place with accepting that you're not going to be the most popular and you're not going to be the prettiest and the smartest and the richest and that's okay. Why do you want to do that to yourself?
I'm still working through what makes me have that inner confidence that I don't need to hear validation from other people.
I feel like you can't love anybody else unless you love yourself. So no matter what, you have to love yourself.
The people around me are there for me when I'm slipping a little bit, and they get me back on track with whatever I need. That love reminds me of how valuable I am.
You know, I couldn't be in a better place with better humans, surrounded by a more loving and supportive family. Especially in New York, where we're all transplants. We leave our homes, we come here to make new lives. And in making new lives, we make new families and new friends. And those are the people who are here through fucking terrible things and through incredible things.
You know, you select these people to be in your life. You can choose who is and who isn't. That means you're picking the best of the best humans to surround yourself with. These women, honestly, are the best of the best humans.
Do what you feel is good and don't listen to what society or media says you have to be or do or look like.
I think what's really important is surrounding yourself with people that really uplift you.
I think the moment I realized that at my deepest core, I love who I am, that's when I knew that I could continue to live a life of joy, abundance, and success.
I had to rebuild everything. And like rebuilding at such a young age, like I really had to decide who I was gonna be and what I was gonna commit to. I came here and I worked my ass off and I didn't stop and I'm not gonna stop.
Do I feel like I've made it? Like, absolutely not. I'm nowhere near making it, but I think what I've created will someday really turn into something beautiful and successful for everyone involved. I just don't ever want to stop innovating and stop producing.
There's kind of this amazingly pervasive myth that you have to be tortured to be an artist, and I think it's a load of bullshit. I've made some of the best art and the most freely expressed art since I've actually addressed what's wrong inside.
We all go through struggles. We all have to go down in order to come up. We all have our confidence. Sometimes we don't stay strong.
To be able to say with confidence, I'm different, yes, and different is okay. Whether that's your sexual orientation, like maybe you like boys today, girls tomorrow, just give people a place and be able to explore themselves and feel safe.
It's really important just for people to understand the things that every individual woman goes through and that nobody's perfect, even when on the outside it looks completely different.
I'm making things for women that I love, that I'm inspired by, and that's what I want to do going forward. I only want to make things that are meaningful.